Most Airbnb hosts think it's their property, but in actuality, it's your sales and marketing. Hi, I'm Grant Thelen with Thelen Fine Homes Co-hosting company. We've helped a ton of owners increase their revenues up to 46% after signing on with us. The craziest thing is we just did that here today. We signed on 4 new properties, and I was going through their pricing, I was going through everything. I was starting to look at it and I said, the marketing on here isn't right. So we just increased all of his rates by about 40 to 50%, right? We did that just today. We're gonna see if this pays off, and it's gonna be phenomenal when it does. Because a lot of times what hosts will do is they will set it and forget it. They'll put it on there and they forget that it's a business, right? Your pricing goes up, it goes down. It depends on the seasonality and the marketability of your listing. And these listings are very beautiful. So I looked at the market and I was like, this guy can outperform everybody. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna increase rates. And that's what we did. And we'll be excited to see what this does. But to continue on of why it's not the home, it's the host, which is kind of backwards. A lot of people are like, oh, you bought a bad house. Well, that can happen. I mean, if you buy a house in the ghetto, it's in the ghetto, right? If you buy a house that's not in it's not in a desirable location, that'll also affect it. But there's some things you can do to still make it profitable, right? People buy on emotion, not on logic. When they buy their Airbnb, they want to believe that they are going to this beautiful home to have an amazing stay and that they're going to enjoy the vacation that they have. Well, if they're traveling for business, you're like, Grant, we're in an inner city, we've got mostly business travel. Well, when I travel for business and book an Airbnb, I want to see and I want to experience that Airbnb as well. You know, hotels, they have a one-dimensional experience, right? You walk in, say hello, they check in, go upstairs, boom. Right? An Airbnb has a feel to it, right? Last time I stayed in an Airbnb in Nashville, it felt amazing. It was fun. You could sit in the living room. You could enjoy the games. You could enjoy the many amenities that they offered, right? So there's so much more that you get in an Airbnb, and so you have to sell the feeling, right? You have to sell that it's convenient. It's comfortable. It's certainly going to be the best decision that they've ever made, and that it's connectable to them, right? Because if it doesn't connect with them, then they're not going to book it, right? You have to be able to connect with your guest, right? And this is another step. This will help you once you land that guest. Is you want to make everyone your friend. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and she said, Grant, she said, you'll be super successful if you remember to keep everybody and make it personal for everybody. Remember to keep it in-house and keep it personal. And I thought about it. I said, we just so happen to be in the customer service industry. We just so happen to be in the guest service industry. We just so happen to be in the people relationship service industry. But we just also provide housing and short-term rentals. That's what we do. And if you're in this business, you have an Airbnb right now, and you're thinking money, then you're going to get burnt out chasing the dollars. You got to remember that you're in this business for the people. And if you're in it for the people, then the people will recognize that and they will reward you for it. Your reviews will show it. The people will care. And if you get good reviews, high 5-star reviews with people raving about you, that's when you start really winning. When people go, Grant went above and beyond because the hot tub was broken, but he brought us chocolate and fudge. Right? It cost me $100 to get chocolate and fudge to a $2,000 booking. And they left us a 5-star review even though the hot tub wasn't working. It's the little things that people will write reviews on. Remember, you're hosting people. It's not just about the money. Now, money's good, and money aside, you also need to be able to price your listing appropriately so you can afford these things to happen. Right? But when you're looking at your listings, it's really important to look at the marketability. Your title. Is your title catchy? Or is your title like, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, house in so-and-so off so-and-so street? Boring. That doesn't evoke emotion, right? They already know it's a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. They can see that. Airbnb provides that. You need to give them an emotional grab where it's like, come and relax and stay walking distance from so-and-so. Right? You want to give them some adjectives in those descriptions that really, really make it easy. Like rhythmic house of music. What does that mean? Rhythmic house on Harnett Street. A rhythmic house walking distance from downtown. What is a rhythmic house? Right? So now they're going to click on that and they're going to go, we've got to go see this. A rhythmic house? What is rhythmic? How can a house be rhythmic? You know, make them think, make them want to get sticky on your page. And then you bring them into your photo tour. That's where you've got to have your best photos up front. Once you get your photo tour in line, then you want them to come to your description, and that's where they finally get sold. And that description right there, you want to write it out where that it's easy, it's simple to read, and it's easy to digest. You don't want to have it so it's convoluted and it's long. People don't want to read a narrative. They want to make a quick decision. It's just like the one click that Amazon does to your door. People are booking Airbnbs in that same fashion. Right? And in your listing, one thing that you can do that sets you apart is you don't want to have when you have your call to action, right? You don't want to have your call to action to be book now, save 10%, book now. You want to have reach out to us now and let's see if we can help you find the right place, right? Or book or reach out to us now. We'd love to ask you about your journey, about your trip, right? So that way it's a soft close, because then once they get to they reach out to you, then your team or yourself, you can reach out to them. And you can DM them and you can go, hey, thank you so much for and you can answer their questions, so then they feel more comfortable with booking with you. That way you're building your relationship, right? That really, really, really helps. And if you really want your Airbnb to start performing like it's a business and not just a hobby, DM us co-hosts or subscribe and like this video. If you comment co-host, subscribe and like on this video, we will send you our free turnover guide that we use for our cleaners that will help you be able to get control of your listing. And this way, you'll be able to take some time back and give it back to yourself. If you're interested in that, DM us co-host right now, like and subscribe.